Well, now, with all that, and we'll of course, Kevin has a few stories to tell you, too, about the L.A. scene down there, the progressive scene.
There still is one, I swear. There still is a progressive scene.
That's what he tells me. Okay. Well, anyway, what are we going to hear first here? What are we going to hear first?
What do you got? You got Power Suggestion up?
No.
Oh, well, put it up. Play something they know, so they know who this is. This is Warm Night, which is from the first disc we put out, Power Suggestion. And incidentally, I wrote this with Robert Ferris, who some of you might have seen performing with Giraffe here a couple months back. They did a few gigs as Giraffe and a few gigs as Jackal, and that was fun. I liked watching him do. He did this tune in the set too. Robert did. So yeah, this is This Warm Night, and it's from the Power Suggestion.
98.5 KOME. 98.5 KOME with Giraffe there, and This Warm Night from Power Suggestion, the first compact disc that they did. They've got another one called The View From Here, which if we have time we'll get to. But Kevin Gilbert, we are going to give them a dose of a track that they've never heard before by Giraffe.
Sprawling urban jungle sounds of Giraffe. This cut I brought along with me is, we used to do this live in our set, and it was called Tired Old Man, subtitled The Puppet Song. And the people who bought the disc at our gigs would regularly call us up afterwards and go, I thought the Puppet Song was going to be on the disc, and it wasn't. So we had recorded this for Power Suggestion, and at the last minute, we kind of all decided that it wasn't quite ready to go. So, but we have a mix of it, and I brought it along, and going to play it for you.
Okay, here we go. 98.5 KOME with Giraffe. 98.5 KOME on Stone Trek there with Giraffe. Whoa! All right, that's an unreleased track on neither one of their CDs. That was left off of Power Suggestion compact disc called Tired Old Man.
Yeah.
Oh, Kevin Gilbert is with me. If you just tuned in and wondering what in the heck is going on, Kevin is the, well, what are you anyway?
Well, right now I'm officially the singer for a band called Toy Matinee. But
that's why you went to L.A. Giraffe is a San Jose band now, people.
Right. Giraffe was a local thing that we did. At the beginning of 1987, I came off tour with Eddie Money. I was playing keyboards for him, and I had saved a bunch of money. And I wanted to do an original act of sort of progressive music because that's always been my favorite stuff to do. And I only had saved enough money to do it for about a year. So we did it for about a year with the hope all the time that some record label would get smart and pick us up in that, in the time period that we had to do it. So in January of this year, I essentially ran out of cash, and the band was sort of bankrupt. So luckily we had just played that soundcheck competition, which I know you've probably mentioned on the air a couple times.
Yep.
Which was the sort of national battle of the bands that Yamaha runs every year. We played and won at that, and a guy who was one of the judges, his name was Pat Leonard.
Well, tell them that you guys won the darn thing.
Okay, we won.
They won, okay. Best band in the United States.
I don't want to dwell on this past stuff, So, best unsigned band in the United States. So.
That's true.
Anyway, so Pat had seen the band at Soundcheck, and he came up afterwards, and he really liked the band a lot. And he said he was trying to put a project together, and he needed a vocalist. So we all got together and talked about it, and since I was out of capital and the band was sort of bankrupt, and Pat was waiting there saying, let's do something, I moved down to L.A., and started a band with him called Toy Matinee. And this is kind of a super group of sorts, because Pat is like a really heavyweight producer guy. He produced the last 3 Madonna records, and he did some production work on Pink Floyd's Momentary Lapse of Reason. And he wrote the song Just Another Movie for that record. And so he had a lot of really cool music industry contacts. So the band consists of Guy Pratt, who was the bass player for the Momentary Lapse of Reason tour. He's our bass player now for Toy Matinee. Tim Pierce, who was the guitarist for the last 2 Crowded House records. And a friend of mine from up here that Pat knew about, his name is Brian McLeod, who had a band called Wire Train from Berkeley, which some people may have heard of, local bands. So anyway, we got together in March and started rehearsing and writing, and we recorded an album for Warner Brothers, which will be out in January, just called Toy Matinee. And I got special permission from them this week to bring up a couple cuts and play it and just, see what kind of reaction we get on it. So
people, this is an exclusive. This record will be out. The whole album will be out in January, as he says, and it's going to be a biggie. There's a big budget behind this in the record company, isn't there? I mean, they're really going to push this thing.
Yeah, Warner Brothers is making it a priority project for 1990.
All right, there you go.
They're calling it the first band of the 90s, whatever that means.
Probably release it January 1st.
Yeah, so
1990. But anyway, I just wanted to tell everyone that the reason for this and the reason why you're hearing this is because this is going to be big, very big, and
we hope.
Well, we're all hearing it for the first time, okay? Yeah. And then you can just remember in January when this thing is, when you guys are playing.
Well, these are rough
arenas.
mixes now. These are not the final mixes. These are rough mixes. So.
All right, let's check it out. What's the name of the first song?
The first song is called Queen of Misery, and it incidentally was written about Madonna. So, for anyone who's interested.
Okay. No comment.
She knows. She likes this song. It's okay. Yeah, she knows about it.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, anyway, here it is. 98.5 KOME on Stone Trek. 98.5 KOME on Stone Trek. There. It's a band called Toy Matinee from L.A. And a couple things. There was a little boy, and before that, Queen of Misery. Both those songs are unreleased. No. They're going to come out on the Toy Matinee album January. That's right.
They're not the singles, though.
They
wouldn't let me bring the single because radio programmers are touchy about that. And, but they let me bring the rough mixes of some B-sides, which is what that is.
Well, they're both going to be on the album, though.
Yeah, they'll both be on the record.
Hey, all right. So that's an exclusive right here on Stone Trek with Greg Stone every Sunday night from 9 until midnight with the best in classic progressive rock, jazz, fusion, and local rock and roll. I just thought I'd throw that in. My guest tonight, Kevin Gilbert, ex-Giraffe. All right,
well,
how's that?
Gone but not forgotten yet.
All right, anyway, and he's been down in L.A., if you're wondering. He's been down in L.A. working with Toy Matinee, doing that, and also you've been down there up to some other things, right?
Yeah, well, an interesting thing popped up just when I moved down there. Keith Emerson, who from the group Emerson, Lake and Palmer, had gotten a hold of a Giraffe disc, Power Suggestion, while he was over here working with 3 and Bob Berry. And he, I guess, really liked it a lot and really liked the production on it. So he called me from England and asked me to produce some songs with him and try to work on getting him a deal as a solo artist. So he flew over to L.A. here a couple months back, and we proceeded to work out some instrumental songs. And he didn't have musicians at the time, so he asked me to round up some LA session heavyweight guys, and the guys I ended up using were Jerry Watts on bass and Michael Barsamanto on drums, and these are the guys who were Eddie Jobson's backup band for the Zinc album, or Green album, whatever that was. Never got the name of that straight. Is it Zinc or Green? I don't know.
Green.
Green, okay.
Zinc.
But anyway, since they've all...
The cover's green.
Both those guys had been doing sessions in L.A. since the split up of Zinc, and they were really excited about working on it. So we all got together here at Pat Leonard's studio and cut a few songs, just instrumental tracks at this point, to try and work out like a direction. And he was really trying to get back to his roots, back to his old colossal ELP sound. So we did these couple tracks, and I brought them with me.
And now you got Keith's permission to do this?
I told him I was going to come up and play it on your show.
Yeah.
But he said to make sure you talk over the beginning and the end.
Okay.
So
yes,
no.
Keith. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Really? Okay. Oh boy. Okay. So anyway, let's check this out. All right. A couple of we're going to start with one of them anyway, called "Another Frontier." And Keith Emerson, right? No band name, just
no. I think it's going to be called Emerson. So.
Okay.
Just an E.
Let's give it a whirl. On 98.5 KOME, Keith Emerson. 98.5 KOME on Stone Trek there. That's Keith Emerson and a demo. Now, demo meaning that's totally unreleased, a tape that Kevin Gilbert brought along. It's called Another Frontier. And Keith is shopping this thing around out in record companies, Kevin?
Yeah, shopping for a deal presently as we speak. And he's gotten a good reaction on it, surprisingly. We thought when we were doing it, we were thinking, oh, no, they're never going to go for it because it's definitely progressive and sort of fusion-oriented. But the reaction's been real positive. The one thing they have said is add vocals. So we've... I
can't imagine that with vocals.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't think this song will end up with vocals, but we cut 5 songs for the record, and we're going to do another 5. I think the second 5 we work on will have vocals and be like more radio-oriented material because they really need something they can, send out to contemporary hit radio and sell and all of that. So
okay, well anyway, that's why we have this show,
right? Exactly.
So that you can providing a public service,
the stuff you'll never hear
right
on commercial hit radio.
Well, what's Keith up to?
He's back in England and he's been auditioning vocalists for this project here, and apparently he's landed on, I don't remember the guy's name and I feel bad now, I don't remember his name, but the lead vocalist from Kingdom Come, which just split up, and I guess he's checking them out now to make sure that he can do, the lusty, zesty baritone of Greg Lake as well as his metal screaming thing. So he's not really set on who he's going to use as a vocalist yet, but he's in the running, and some other people. He asked me to do it, and I was really excited about it, but I found out that contractually, because of the Toy Matinee project, I can't sing on anyone else's record for a bit, which is... except my own, like independent releases, but I couldn't do anything for another major label. So I'm happy and content in my role as producer.
Well, you want to get into another track?
Yeah, I brought one.
Short one here.
This is a little one. Keith insisted on doing this. He's got kind of famous for murdering the classics, doing the big Emerson romp through the classic song thing. So he brought this in, and it's a Prokofiev's Romeo and Juliet, and he said he wanted to do a big, ugly, metalized version of it. So we called Tim Pierce from Toy Matinee on guitar and had him come down and rough this up a bit. And this is Montagues and Capulets from Prokofiev's Romeo and Juliet, a la Keith Emerson.
Can you say that?
Can you say that? Sure.
Well, let's give it a whirl. 98.5 KOME on Stone Trek. 98.5 KOME on Stone Trek there. That's Keith Emerson. What's the name of that again, Kevin?
Montagues and Capulets. We refrained. It's actually Romeo and Juliet, but it sounds so little like anything you would think of when you think of Romeo and Juliet. So.
I have no culture whatsoever, So. Okay. Okay, I'm Greg Stone, I guess. If you just tuned in, well, that's too bad. Really, I'm not going to go into it. What you've missed, but no use talking about spilled milk now. Kevin, what else is what else are you doing? What are you going to be doing? Yes.
Well, I'm waiting on the release of this Toy Matinee project, and we're going to finish up this Keith Emerson thing here at the end of this year. And I'm continuing to do Giraffe in my spare time on an independent level, because contractually I'm not allowed to release Giraffe material with any major labels.
Listen to this lingo here, contractually.
Wait, all right. It just means that since I'm signed to Warner Brothers for Toy Matinee, I can't go get a deal for Giraffe somewhere else. But they will allow me to do my own CD releases, which I think, provided I can afford it eventually, there'll be a third Giraffe CD here. And I've talked with the guys in the band about working on that, and they seem interested. The band's sort of in hibernation right now, but I think here in the next 6 months to a year, we'll be doing more stuff. And
Giraffe will be doing more.
Yeah, Giraffe will be doing, and I'm excited about that. So, because I'm not going to spend 100% of my time doing Toy Matinee things. So.
Okay, now let's get this straight here.
Yeah.
Giraffe has not broken up.
Well, yes, it has
right?
technically broken up. We're not playing together. We're not playing gigs together. And all the guys in the band are off doing other projects, as am I. But I said I'm going to continue with the Giraffe concept, as it were. In other words, I like the concept of it, and I'm going to continue to do that music. And I've talked with the other members in the band about working on new material, and we'll see what happens. Remains to see what will happen. But there will be more Giraffe material.
One way or the other.
In the future, yes.
Mm-hmm. I see. Okay, and one more quick question. Anything else down there in L.A. that you'd like to share with us?
Oh, okay. I knew you were going to ask me this.
Gotta get it out of him.
Yeah, I shouldn't talk about this too much. Anyway, the bass player, Jerry Watts, from the Keith Emerson Project, has hooked me up sort of in a really roundabout way with Alan White of Yes, and they are auditioning.
Roundabout way, get it?
Yeah. Glad someone caught that. They're auditioning vocalists for Yes, and apparently they've gone through some pretty heavyweight guys so far. Paul Rogers from the firm auditioned, and I have no idea who they're interested in or not.
Paul Rogers?
Yeah.
I mean,
can you imagine?
Great, but yes.
Can you see him singing Starship Trooper? I don't know. So, a few people like that, and I sent him a Giraffe disc, and I have not heard back yet from him, but I'm waiting. And I don't know if they would want me, because I don't really have John Anderson's range or anything. But
maybe that's
it would be
not
fun
what they're
to
looking
do.
for, though.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Maybe they want that
a
husky Greg Lake thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I would love to just go meet the guys, and I understand they are Yes. And Trevor Rabin is still with them, in spite of his solo release, which just came
doing
out.
very well.
Yeah, real well. Good record, too. Bob Ezrin produced.
Bob Ezrin did The Wall, Pink Floyd, among a million other things.
And Peter
Alice
Gabriel's
Cooper.
first record.
Right, Alice did. Right.
So one of my favorite
Peter
producers,
Gabriel.
that's why I'm Bob Ezrin. But anyway, so there will be a Yes, and they have not started recording the new record yet. They're still looking for a vocalist. And
okay, there you go. See, a lot of people call me. We got Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, and Howe over here, and
attorneys at law. Anderson,
what's the other guys doing? Well, that's what they're doing. Okay, you heard it right now. What did I want to mention here? I did want to go over some things though. The September 9th Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, and Howe show is going to be on pay-per-view cable right here at the Shoreline Amphitheater. That is the one they're going to do, okay? And they are going to do mostly all old Yes stuff. I have a playlist here. Yeah.
All of Close to the Edge, is that what I heard?
Yeah. No. Here all this. Yes, I'm serious here. I'm dead serious. Time and a Word, Owner of a Lonely Heart, is the only thing they're going to do off 90125. And Steve Howe's going to be doing the Clap and Mood for a Day, and
Wow.
Wakeman's going to do some of his solo things, and they're going to do Long Distance Runaround, a new version of that, and You and I, and Yours Is No Disgrace, Close to the Edge. Only a couple of things off the new Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, and Howe. The Meeting and Brother of Mine. Now I just might go. Okay, extended version of Starship Trooper, All Good People, Heart of the Sunrise, Roundabout, of course, Roundabout, and a whole bunch of stuff like that. So it's all mostly the old stuff.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Close to the Edge. Yeah.
Down by the river, yes.
Which, incidentally, I ripped off the entire beginning section of for this giraffe cut you're going to play. For those of you listening, the birds and water noises. I confess. I show my influences. I
out there. Hey, why not admit it? I mean, there are some bands that I've confronted with ripping things off of this and that. They just flatly, heatedly...
Brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, they get mad. All duck. Okay,
Brilliant.
hold the tomatoes. And, we'll, all right, Kevin Gilbert, let's share with the audience some Giraffe. And this is from the second Giraffe release. It's actually a new release, technically, called The View From Here. And before we're going to play the first three songs on side one from this. This is great stuff. You've heard it before on Stone Trek, but where can they find this? I know everybody's going to ask.
Oh, geez.
The first one, Power of Suggestion, is no longer
It's
in
out
print.
of print completely,
Okay,
yeah.
So there you go.
We've sold or given away our last copy of that one. This one is available in limited quantities from TRS in Sunnyvale, which is the studio we record at. And that's, can I give the phone number out? Is that all right?
Sure.
They might get mad at me. I don't know. But it's 734-2438 and ask for Loy. She's got discs. And you can get them from her. Or, let's see, Michael.
Big operation.
I know. Hey, string, you know.
No.
Hey, we haven't made a penny. But
And
the
where else?
Michael Abad, who is the keyboardist, has a few copies over at Guitar Showcase in San Jose, so they can get it there. If, like I said, limited quantities are available, and I restock with those people occasionally. But Tower wanted too much for consignments, and I didn't want to sell them for $17, $18 a copy, so they're available for $12 a copy from those people.
Wow, that's cheap. Okay,
Yeah.
well, there you go. See, that answers your question. Now, don't call me and ask me where you can get it. Okay, anyway, let's check this out. This is, we're going to start with Home from The View from Here, from Giraffe, 98.5 KOME on Stone Trek. 98.5 KOME on Stone Trek there. That's Giraffe, okay? Three things from here to there is what that was before that. Progress, and started with Home. All three of them going together from the Giraffe compact disc called The View from Here. That is their latest, and that is available, as we just mentioned earlier when Kevin Gilbert told you where to get it. You got to look. Kevin, you there?
I'm here.
You're behind me, so I can't see you. Anyway, thanks a lot for stopping by. I really appreciate it, and hopefully people out there got a lot of questions answered.
Hope we didn't bore them too much.
Nah, a lot of
this
unreleased
new material.
That's right, a lot of unreleased stuff there, exclusive, never heard before.
Yeah, hopefully they'll hear it again.
Yes, maybe
Somewhere.
probably not in that form though.
Yeah, no, probably remixed and sounding real slick in LA.
Yeah, right, real corporate sounding.
Yeah, real journeyized.
All right. Okay. Anyway, thank you again, and anything you want to throw at him?
Yeah. Well, since I got the chance, I'd really like to thank the guys in the band, Giraffe, for just listening to those cuts there. I haven't listened to those in a few months, and pretty amazing band. Scott Smith, Chris Beveridge, Stan Cody, and Michael Abad. And like I said, I don't know if any of them are listening, but great stuff. I had a really good time, and I'm sure we're going to do some more stuff in the future. So great. Well, thanks again, and I hope to have you back fairly soon. Yeah, I hope I have some new stuff to play you real soon.
Exactly. So I'll keep everyone informed of what you're doing down there. And,
Great.
And good luck with Yes, huh?
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, I'm Greg Stone. This is 98.5 KOME, San Jose and the Bay. And let's continue with normalcy, huh? And we're in our fusion segment. Every Sunday night around this time, we do some fusion. So let's do that. This is Jean-Luc Ponty on 98.5 KOME on Stone Trek.